So pretty close to blowing up this account. Okay, so here we are, 4th of July. 4th of July, it's 10:28. Market closes here in about an hour and a half, but I do have a potential setup taking place here on the NQ. Getting ready to jump into the long side. Let me show you what it looks like on a markup. Looks like we may have bottomed on the NQ. Oh, that's not it. And that is the trade right there. Jumping in right here. My stop will be down there, and my target is right up there with one contract. So it's only about 7 points, so a little over $100, $120. Risk on this trade somewhere in that zone, but could see this rip much higher before the close of the day. So this could could squeeze a lot more out of it, but right now there's my minimum target and my risk. We'll see if this trade happens. Unfortunately, there was a really nice trade that set up with my live account strategy in the YM, but I was not here to take it, so missed out on that one. It's too bad. I haven't had a trade in that account in a while, and today I had a really nice setup and I did not see it. So we'll wait and see if NQ can provide a nice little winner for 4th of July.
Order filled.
Okay, so in the trade, NQ to the long side. See how this thing plays out. Let me zoom this in a little bit. Got a lot of room to the upside, that's for sure. But also got a lot of room to the downside. So we'll see which way it goes. Maybe not. About to get stopped out. Switching to the short side.
Order filled.
Okay, short now, one contract in the NQ. Buy stop
Order
market.
submitted.
And bottom tick that candle right before it rips higher.
Order filled.
All right, there we go. So stopped out of NQ. So I'm done trading for the day. So that puts me down $398 on the day, brings my account down to a negative $522. So pretty close to blowing up this account, which puts me in a great position. So let me explain that to you in just a minute. Okay, so yesterday, here's that trade yesterday. Had the W here. It's coming up, looking like a breakout. NQ is going higher, right? So I jump into the long side, fully expecting this to go higher. And then this is how it plays out. Came down here. I got stopped out right there. Stopped out of NQ right there. And then look what it does. Rips higher. So totally would have hit the target easily, because then the rest of the day, NQ is going higher. Just going higher. So easy. Could have been easy money yesterday's trade. Just got stopped out before it took off. Had to switch over to the MNQ. So here was that W pattern right there. Got in. Should have had my stop lower, right? You know, it's one of those things. Just tagged me right there. This one candle spiked way down there, tagged me out just like a couple seconds later, ripped right back up, and then off to the races. I hate when that happens. It feels like the market's out to get you. But in reality, what might be going on there is just there's a lot of stops that were right there. So the market ran a bunch of stops. And that's how it is. And sometimes when you get a whole bunch of stops loaded up there, like on the level 2, big money can see that. And if there's an opportunity for liquidity to be created where they can get a good fill on their long position, they may take it. So there's a bunch of reasons why you can get, what feels like the market comes down just to get you. When in reality, it's just the market. So hit that W, got that move, right? Lost my money on that one, and then came up here and jumped into the short side, looking for this M pattern to break down. When in reality, the odds are in my favor. The odds are in my favor. But at the same time, there's a major support area that developed here that finally broke out with a much bigger W pattern breaking out, and this basically just came down to retest that before going higher. And it was just one of those days, traders, like yesterday. Like I did pretty much everything right. The only thing I did wrong yesterday was I shouldn't have been in the NQ. I should have been in the MNQ the whole time because the risk was just too high, and it was just a losing day. So now let's go to today. Okay, here we are in today's trade. So first trade of the day would have been this little M pattern right here and breaking down. Money, money, money. When I vetted this system is basically for the first trade of the day. And I missed the first trade of the day, and I decided to take the second one. It's kind of a casino trade because I really don't have the statistics to back up trading that second setup of the day. Should be all right, but I don't have the stats to back that up. So in a way, it's a casino trade today that I lost my money on. That's a downside, especially after having a winner here because the losers are coming. So I skipped this winner, took a casino trade, and then the next trade could be a loser, taking my account down even more. And that's kind of what happens. You know, when you set up a strategy, it's like setting up a tightrope. And as soon as you veer from that, it's pretty easy to fall. Every strategy is really, really specific to a lot of specific things to get those probabilities. If you're trading mechanically, if you're just trading on straight discretion, doesn't matter. Everything I just said doesn't matter. But if you're trading straight, based on probabilities, then on a thing happening, trading against something, then it does matter. And now, of course, I went long, and now I went long, went short, and now it's going long, right? It's dumb to do that today, especially on a casino trade, but it's what I did. And here's why it's a good thing. Let's go over to the Topstep dashboard. Okay, so here I was at the Topstep dashboard. This is before today's trades. Normally, I bring this up and talk about it before I start trading, but today I was late to the markets. But this is, so this doesn't count today. So this is going to be even farther down here today. So after yesterday's trade, got this nice downward curve going, and do not let your account balance go below negative $1,083, because as I'm making money, my max loss is also going up with me until I get to the zero line, and then my max loss stays there, and my account, goes from there. So I'm always $2,000 away from blowing up the account until I've gotten the account positive 2,000, and then after that, every dollar becomes a buffer over that 2,000. Hope that makes sense. So today I lost about another $500 roughly, which is more than I should have lost on a day. If I had only taken the one trade today, then I would have been in a good spot. My losing day would have been smaller than my red day, my green days, and that's supposed to be the plan. But I took 2 casino trades, and that's what happens. So now this tomorrow is going to show me that, I can still only lose negative 1,000, but my account will be negative 500 and something. So I'll only be about $500 away from blowing up this account. Here's why that's a good thing. Okay, so here's the chart for the combine that got me here. Starting off right away in the hole, 5 max loss days, just chop, 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 not doing well. But this is slowly, my lows are getting higher until right there, and dip down a little bit, and then off to the races. And this is normal for me. And because in my combine, I was only $145 away from blowing up this account, and then I was able to trade out of that to victory, if you will, right? I made it to the XFA with it. Same thing happened with my live account. Although the combine, I aced the combine, had like only a couple red days and just was killing it in the combine over there. But then as soon as I got to my express funded account, slip in a little, and then get into my live account, disaster. Basically looked like this, and then started growing that account just fine. And this really, like on all my trading, if you've been on my channel for a while, you see like this is a normal thing for me, that this always seems to, it's just what happens to me. I get in, I do some casino trades, I do some stupid things, I get beat up a little bit, the market reminds me who's boss, I get in line, and then we're good to go. And it's just, I don't know why it is like that for me, but it is. And when I had that opportunity down here, when this combine was at $145 away from blowing up, I could have just reset the account, but I didn't. I traded out of it. And because I'm always finding myself in this position and trading out of it, that now that I'm down to where I'm almost blowing up my express funded account, and I might blow it up, it might end up popping, but now that I'm down close to that, and I've already been there a bunch of times over, it doesn't stress me out that I'm close to blowing up my account. It actually kind of gives me energy. Like I feel good about it. I'm like, all right, finally, I'm almost going to blow it up. So now I can get on to growing this account and taking a payout. Like I feel like this is the trial that I have to go through to get to that payout. And now that I'm here, I feel pretty good about what's coming next. And it's just a thing for me. But for you all, for all of you in your trading, if you're finding yourself in positions where you're almost blowing up combines and you do trade out of them instead of just resetting them, you focus and you trade out of it, you could be in my spot right now where if you have a bad day and a funded account, you're not just going to reset it. You have to trade out of it. And because you've already done it a whole bunch of times in the combine, when you're there in the funded accounts, it makes it a lot easier to do that. It gives you that confidence because you've already been there and done that. So something to think about in your combine accounts. Do you just reset it if you're about to pop it, or do you try to find a way to grind out of it slowly? Not throwing a Hail Mary, just going for a home run and getting lucky, but slowly grind out of it over time. The other thing is, when you first start your combine, 50K combine, they give you a max loss of $2,000. Do you say, you know what, my max loss is only going to be 200, and you see if you can grind that account up to $500 before you start scaling up, just to show yourself that you gave yourself a max loss of 200, and you were able to avoid that, and you were able to grind out of it while your account is still healthy and there's not as much pressure? Is that something you try in the beginning so that you can set yourself up for the time that you end up in that real pressure situation like I'm getting into now, so that you can look back and say, I did it before, I can do it again? Does that help you out? So something to think about there. So yeah, it's a little disappointing that it's going to take longer to take a payout in my XFA. And like I said, I might blow it up, but I feel pretty good about it because I've done this a bunch of times over, and that's just normal trading for me. All right, so in the comments, Mr. NoNick1 told me I should just take the weekend off, come back on Monday, refocused, and get back at it. And I should have listened to you. Clearly, I should have listened to you. But at the same time, I feel like I needed this. And one thing to think about is I have my rehab plan. So if I need to go into trader rehab, I go into trader rehab when that activates. But if I'm trading based on a statistical proven probability, and say Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday is a losing setup, and I usually don't have more than 3 losing days in a row, and then I skip Thursday, Friday, I might be skipping my winners just to get back into losers when I come back the following week. So that's the downside to missing days after red days. Like if I've had a bunch of green days, then I miss some days, most likely I'm going to be skipping the red days. But once I've had a bunch of red days, I kind of need to stay in the game to be able to take advantage of the probabilities. The challenge is making sure that mentally I'm capable of getting back in the game and not casino trading like I did today. So clearly I should have taken a couple days off, because it would have been better to take those days off than to casino trade. Or if I had traded today properly, I would have took that first setup, made money today, and it would have been a great day. And in my live account, I had a setup that I didn't take either because I wasn't here in the morning, and I could have made a bunch of money in my live account today. So today could have been an epic day, but I didn't take those setups, so I ended up forcing trades and taking casino trades instead. So yes, I should have taken a weekend off and come back on Monday. But trading is 2020. It's always easy to look back, say woulda, shoulda, coulda, and all I can do is look forward. And like I said, this is normal for me. So now it's time to grind out and get to a payout. All right, buddy. Hope you have a great 4th of July. See you tomorrow.